What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Quickie, we're going to do something a little bit different. As you guys know, I like to collect fun, nerdy kind of art occasionally. And a couple weekends ago, locally, there was a Star Wars art festival to coincide with Star Wars Day. So went over there. It was literally around the corner, and there was all kinds of fun stuff. Now, I didn't just pick up Star Wars art. I picked up some other fun, nerdy stuff that I found along the way. And I will also be linking in the description down below, and hopefully here on the screen, if I edit things right, when I show things off, the people that I talk to, and their websites or Facebooks or whatever. So, yeah, I'm just going to show off some of the fun stuff that I picked up. And we will start with these little guys. These are cool. And these are from AOTZ Creative. I'll put a link to their Etsy, hopefully right here on the screen. And also they have a brand new Facebook page. So these are made with those little plastic pearl thingies. So if you look like that. And then you just melt them. And they are, of course, Pokemon. And being the old school Pokemon nerd that I am, I went for the starters. So we've got Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard. Now, sadly, Charizard, this is the only one she had at the time. It didn't get fully melted, so he's not perfect. And I'm going to get in touch with her, see if I can get one that is complete. But if you turn it over, it looks a little bit cool, you know. So you get the fairly well done Blastoise here. That's just perfect. I love the pixelated look there of the original figures. Now, when she had them out on display on the table, they looked like this. They weren't showing the quote-unquote backside that was complete. So, I mean, I fell in love with these things as soon as I saw them. She had little bow ties and different themes of Pokemon or Star Wars themes. Little bow ties all made of these things. It was really, really cool. A few other fun little things like necklaces and stuff like that. So, if you check out the Etsy shop, once again, right there, hopefully on the screen, go over there and give them some business. Now, also, because I got these, I had to get a Pokeball. So, that's pretty cool. Once again, not totally finished, not totally melted together, but still looks pretty good. I was actually going to get, like, a shadow box for these and display them in a cool, like, round situation like that. I think it'd be pretty neat. So, that's it for these fun guys. Now up next, of course, it was a Star Wars art festival, so had to get some Star Wars art. And there was a young girl trying to raise money so that she could go to college. Sadly, I don't recall her name. I believe it was Caitlin. She didn't have a website or anything like that, and she put all of these together. Whether she created them exactly, I'm not entirely certain, or if she pulled them off the internet, I don't know. Either way, they're really cool. I do have a couple more, but these are in the longitudinal state here, landscape style. So you got the cool Luke and Vader fighting right here with the Death Star in the background. That thing's just awesome. And the explosion of color and stuff like that, it's just crazy. Now, if she truly did create this, she's an amazing, fun artist. And of course, I had to get the Rebel Alliance logo there. There's a couple different versions of it, but I really liked that one. And here we have the other two. And these things, they really speak for themselves. So we got a great Darth Vader here and a great Chewie. Now my girlfriend and I were both drawn to the to the Darth Vader here because one, it's just awesome, and she picked out the Chewie. I let her pick out a couple. So actually, we agreed on the Luke and Vader one, and then I wanted this one. So that's just it. These are really cool. The really sharp lines on the Vader helmet really are just awesome. I like that. And the Chewie just speaks for itself. It's just fun. And these were actually very reasonable. They were 4 for $20, and I believe they were $5 or $6 each normally, $5 or 4 for $20 for the rest of them. So real nice. And of course we helped to hopefully send this girl to art school because that's what she wanted to do. Now, though, she did have a few other like personal like prints and stuff like that she had made, like little like stamp type prints that were pretty cool. didn't have enough money to continue to buy those, but these were really fun. And they will be mounted up here on the wall in the Shoky cave sometime soon. I mentioned that I had new artwork I needed to hang up. This is it, guys. So let's move on to the next thing. So for the next piece here, we have this really crazy like line art diagram and breakdown of the Millennium Falcon. And it's really cool. So you got the Carillion Engineering Corporation up here, the YT-1300, which is of course the transport model of the Millennium Falcon, but it's really cool. And the guy who did this, and I guess the company's, it's called Mad Raven Productions. So they do steampunk gaming, props, leatherwork, clothing, books, jewelry, etc., all kinds of fun stuff. So this wasn't even really that representative of all the cool stuff they do, and they're fairly local. Apparently they're only a couple miles away from me, realistically, so I'll be trying to hit them up in the future for other things. But this one, when we walked up to his booth, it was the first thing that drew my attention, and my girlfriend's for that matter, because it's a Millennium Falcon, man. And the cool part is the blood going across there too. Now, he did tell us that's in fact a new leather dye that they've been working with. So while it looks like blood here, or maybe some ink, it's actually leather dye. And the cool thing is, like real blood, over time, it's going to dry darker and change color. So it's actually going to turn like a nice dark brown eventually over time. And he does this cool burned edges, ripped edges type deal. I used to do that back in the day. We had a project way back in like middle school where you had to make like a treasure map or something like that, and you had to stain it and burn it up. And actually, it's looking a lot lighter on here than it really is. It's actually a much darker yellow. The camera is brightening it up quite well. And I love this down here. Modifications noted and approved, HS. So you got a nice Han Solo there. Oh, that's so funny. For other equipment not shown in plane of this readout, refer to appropriate plans. That's so cool. Now, whether or not any of this is actually very accurate, I have no clue. He said that his friend who actually did the artwork did all of this in Paint. Like Microsoft Paint, he did all this. All the line work, all of it. That's insane. That blows my mind. Also, never realized there were missiles stored right here. Like I said, I hope that's true. So you got the high beam lights right there. You got the cockpit, all the cool stuff. So realistically, whole lot of nothing right in the middle. You got the engines in the back, all that. It's just a really fun piece of artwork. Now, I will point out something that I love about almost all the pieces that I picked up here. They all came in frames. So even with the slightly higher price on, or what it would seem like for some of these things, like the postcards from before, these are like $5 frames in and of themselves. So to get a piece of artwork and 4 frames, not to mention this one here, that's actually very good. And I do believe this was 20 bucks as well. He was doing a deal if you bought 3 for 40 or something like that. I can't remember the exact cost. He did have all kinds of different ones from Star Wars. I think there was some Star Trek, in fact. I know there was a Firefly one I kind of wanted. It was a wanted poster for Malcolm Reynolds. I almost got it. Almost got it, guys. But this one drew to me more than anything, and it was the only one he had at the time. So, it's pretty cool. It'll definitely be going up on the wall in the Shoky Cave. And also, just as a teaser, guys, we will be seeing more Millennium Falcon very soon. Ooh. Teasers. Now, guys, here is another amazing piece that I picked up. And this one is from SEB Studios. From that's Sergio E. Barraza. And wow, as you guys can see, it is the Deathly Hallows from Harry Potter. And, you know, you actually get the full-on symbol of here, so you get all the different pieces of it, plus you get death itself actually in there. But I love the fact you get the Master Wand coming right through there. Master Wand? Is that what it is? Master Wand? I'm trying to blank all of a sudden. But you get the main symbol there. But what's also really cool, that's the actual story of the Deathly Hallows printed behind that on slightly... It looks stained. It's just that old print. It's actually printed in red. It's awesome. I love this shadow box effect. Now, SEB does a ton of vinyl work. So they had all kinds of fun stuff. The Star Wars prints that I really wanted. I had to pass them up this time, but I definitely want to get some in the future because this one was so cool. What he'll do is he'll take a piece of plexiglass, not just like this, but he'll put the vinyl on both sides of it. So you'll have the foreground image and then the background image behind it on the back side. And it gives a cool 3D shadowing effect, just like the shadow box does with this. This is just beautiful. I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan, but I definitely appreciate it, especially in the Deathly Hallows. But this imagery was just too cool to pass up. And I had two different versions of this. One that had the slightly weathered background and one that had the normal. I wanted this. And I believe it was only $35. About 40 after taxes, so really reasonable. Once again, with an amazing shadow box frame. That's the part that I love. I paid a ton of money, but I got all of this and it's ready to hang on my wall. That's what I really love. And hopefully in the future, crossing fingers, I'm going to contact SEB because I need some vinyl work done for that Nintendo display. And seeing what he did with it really gets my creative juices flowing as to what I'm actually going to make with that Nintendo figure display. So that's awesome. Go check him out on his website, his Facebook, or his Etsy shop. And it's the same thing with any of these creators. You just have to check them out, guys. Alright, guys. So the final piece that we're coming to here is probably my favorite of them all. And this one is from Studio Deco. It's either Deco or Deco. I can't tell. But he does these really cool sketches. In this case, he had a bunch of Star Wars stuff, but he also had a very nice, like, African tribal art and stuff like that. But all of his stuff has all of these, like, pen and pencil squiggles like this. He builds main shapes up with that, but then he will do heavy detail work with some heavier, like, prismas or colored pencils, something like that. And this one is, of course, Kylo Ren from Star Wars Episode 7. And this one, I didn't purchased directly from him. In fact, I won in the silent auction that was going on. I was the only person who even bid on it, which I find that crazy because one, it's phenomenal artwork, and two, I get people must just have not seen it or didn't bring their wallet. I don't know, because while it was the most expensive thing I bought, it was $75. His other pieces start in the same size, started in like the 120s. So it was already getting an original piece of artwork from this really great artist for much, much cheaper. I don't understand, you know? It's like, come on, guys. Why wouldn't you want this? And while the edges, like down here, you know, you got the rough ripped off edge of that paper, that's fine. And it's just on this temporary mat for the time being. And you see there's a whole lot of glare. I'll pick up the camera so you can get a closer look. So you can see what I called, what did I call it? Tribal circuitry. Because they had a C-3PO that was really amazing that was done like this. And of course this is Deco 2017. So a signed piece of actual handmade art. And this is real. This is not a print. That's what's amazing about it. I love buying original artwork if I can. I mean, prints are fine because, you know, that's how you make your money. But this is just pretty. And it does remind me a lot of some of the artwork I used to do when I was back in school. And I love the fact that it's on the red background. That's just awesome. And he had an amazing Darth Vader with a stormtrooper. Or, I'm sorry, it was Darth Vader. But then he had a separate one that was a stormtrooper that was just absolutely amazing. And I didn't have that much money, but I did have this much money. And I'll link to his website down below, of course, because this is really awesome. He deserves all the attention he can get. I love his work. In the future, hopefully I can buy some more from him. But in this case, I didn't buy from him. I bought from the organization that put this art show together. And hopefully I can put the information up here on the screen. And it is a place that helps children with learning disabilities, with mental disabilities. And that's where all of the extra money for the show came from. All the charity parts went to help support this great organization, fairly locally right here. And, you know, as someone who grew up with a niece who had a severe mental disability, she was in fact born without a brainstem. If it wasn't for people like this group, this individual, or this organization that helps people develop whenever, you know, everybody else thinks they're gone, or help people fix their demeanors, my niece probably wouldn't have been able to develop the way she did realistically, the doctors didn't give her 8 months to live, and she survived to be 18. And the craziest thing to me was I recall my sister came over. I guess we're just having one big family get together, and my niece is sitting across from me at the table, and I know she was in a special needs school. And I knew that I'd seen video of her actually learning to walk with a walker, which is absolutely crazy because essentially she was a large infant, body wise. She couldn't really do anything. You wouldn't think that a person without a brainstem could even survive that far. But, like I said, with the help of all these people really putting in the time and effort to see what was really there with her, to see what was really going on inside her mind, they taught her to even write. Mind you, it was the same thing as maybe like a 4-year-old who learned to write, or 5-year-old. But when my sister pointed at me and said, "Who is that?" and she wrote my name on the paper, that's the first time I realized that, whereas on the outside it looked like this person with just a blank stare and no development or anything like that, and just couldn't even walk on their own for the most part, there was a real actual brain. There was a real mind that knew things inside there. And without people who can really bring that out of special needs kids, that wouldn't have even been there. I wouldn't have been able to have that realization. My girlfriend, her little brother has Down syndrome, so he needs a lot of attention. He needs help to develop properly, to function in this world. We all know somebody with learning disabilities, ADHD, ADD, maybe mild autism, things like that, guys. And I'll link to that organization down below, and hopefully there's a place you can donate. Now, my money went to help them and locally, and that's awesome. So it's a great cause, guys. And even if it wasn't for that, of course I would have bought some of this art anyways, because I knew some of the money went there. It wasn't all totally for that artist. So even if you get the small artwork here that went to help this girl go to art school, that's a great cause. Here's the thing, guys, with artists, even with YouTubers, we all need money to survive. We all need things to help us get us to our goals. And that's what people like you, people like me, who are fans of things, are here for. To help push those things forward. So donate your time, donate your money, watch a video with the ads turned off, silly things like that. Donate to Patreons of your favorite YouTubers. Throw in some money at change.org if you see something that's really important, something like that. But yeah, there's just, it wasn't just cool, fun artwork. It was a good cause. So using Star Wars to bring together a whole bunch of nerds to raise money for good causes, guys. That was the whole goal of this. So if you've enjoyed this video, go check out all of the artists that I've linked down below. Send them their love. Buy some stuff from them by any means. And there was a ton more that I didn't even get to. But I'm going to hopefully give some more money to these people because they have made cool stuff. I mean, I've got I got fun little plastic Pokemon starters. This is just cool. This is fun. And hopefully I can get some more things. There was a girl there, and I didn't get to buy any of her stuff this time, but I took her card. I don't even remember where it is. I literally a ton of stuff here. She did her own little homemade dolls of your favorite characters, and even started doing, if you know Doctor Who at all, little adipose dolls of other Star Wars characters, or other, well, actually in this case it was Star Wars. They had a Leia, they had a Luke, they had a Han, but they were little stuffed adipose from Doctor Who as other characters. There's a new line that she just started. It was just so much fun, guys. I can't even tell you. So, like I said, check out all the other artists, buy stuff from them, let them know that Shoky sent them your way, or sent you their way, and I will catch you guys on the next review. Remember, as always, keep on nerding, keep on building, and let's keep building this community and getting bigger, guys, because as of right now, filming this, we're just under 600 subscribers, and that blows my mind. I'll see you guys on the next review.